Hello everyone, I am here with a Bible reading. I hope you guys are having a great day. Sure, won't you open the window? Just a curtain so you can have some light.
Cause
Cindy said the sun was shining, but it's not.
she lied.
Well, it looks like it's going down, don't it? It's really windy. Sherman's getting ready. He's sitting on his little table. I got him over there. We'll get ready here, guys. We'll be reading in the King James Version. I had Lovely Love ask me to read in that version, and Sherm prefers the King James Version as well. I used to prefer the King James Version until I started reading when someone asked me to read in the New International Version, and then I thought, well, that's much easier, for people to understand and easier to read. So I started preferring that, but like I said, if people ask me to read different versions, I will. And Lovey Love and Sherm both wanted King James Version, so I'm doing the Bible readings in the King James Versions for them, and I do the Bible studies in the New International Version. Okay, so it's getting dark out there, not just from the sun going down, but we're supposed to get snow tomorrow. Yes, snow here in Ohio tomorrow in May. They just mowed the grass the other day, and tomorrow it's going to snow. Our weather here is psycho. It really is. People are literally mow in December now. They literally do. When I told my friend this, we were pen pals, and years ago, I don't know if she even believed me when I told her that they were out mowing. It was like 70-some degrees, and people were out mowing their grass around Christmas time. I'm not even sure she believed me, but it was the truth. Because who would believe that, right? It was crazy, but I remember sitting at the kitchen table when my uncle was out mowing the grass, and it was almost Christmas. Crazy. It was like a summer day. Okay, so let me tell you guys what we're reading today. If you're following along with the whole Bible study today, if you want to listen to Brian Harden, the Old Testament's in the book of 1 Samuel, which is a really good book. Samuel, of course, his mother is Hannah, which she was barren, couldn't have children, and prayed to God, and then she had Samuel, promised God that she would give the child back to him, and she did. He became a priest, and then he blessed her with other children. Long story. Okay, but we are going to be reading John chapter 5, verses 1 through 23, Psalm 105, verses 37 through 45, and Proverbs chapter 14, verses 28 and 29. So let's get down to John here. I need to clean my computer screen. Alright, so let's get started with John chapter 5, guys. After this, there was a feast of the Jews, and Jesus went up to Jerusalem. Now there is at Jerusalem by the sheep market a pool, which is called in the Hebrew tongue Bethsaida, having 5 porches. Bethesda, having 5 porches. In these lay a great multitude of important folk. People used to sit around there hoping, for miracles in the water. Folk of blind, halt, withered, waiting for the moving of the water. For an angel went down at the center season into the pool and troubled the water. Whosoever then first, after the troubling of the water, stepped in was made whole of whatsoever disease he had, whether he be a leper or blind, whatsoever, they were cured. But of course, if Jesus was there, he can cure them whenever. And a certain man was there, which had an infirmity 38 years. When Jesus saw him lie, and knew that he had been now a long time in that case, he saith unto him, Wilt thou be made whole? Because this poor man had been laying at the pool, and he was so crippled that whenever it was time for that to happen, when somebody could get cured, by the time he was able to try to get himself down in there, other people had already made it down in there, and he didn't stand a chance. And Jesus is asking him, Wilt thou be made whole? Jesus is saying, do you want me to help you to be whole? The impotent man answered him, Sir, I have no man, when the water is troubled, to put me into the pool. But while I am coming, another steppeth down before me. Jesus saith unto him, Rise, take up thy bed and walk. Jesus is saying, you don't need to worry about that no more. There's no need for you to even enter the water. I say you are cured, you are cured. Stand up, pick up your bed, and you may leave this place. And immediately the man was made whole. And he took up his bed and walked. And on the same day was the Sabbath, which you're not supposed to do nothing on, remember? So the teachers of the law and stuff are going to be very upset about this. But is it a bad thing to do good on the Sabbath? Like Jesus tries to tell them, if your child is lost on the Sabbath, if your child fell into a well, or a sheep of yours, would you not try to rescue them even though it's the Sabbath? Or would you just let them lay there and possibly die until the next day? The Jews, therefore, said unto him, That was cured. It is the Sabbath day. It is not lawful for thee to carry thy bed. He answered them, He that made me whole, the same said unto me, Take up thy bed and walk. The cured man said that Jesus told him to do this, which Jesus did. Then asked they him, What man is it that which said unto thee, Take up thy bed and walk? Who told you to do this? They said. And he that was healed wist not that who it was, for Jesus had conveyed himself away, a multitude being in that place. So they didn't see Jesus. The place was very crowded. Afterward Jesus findeth him in the temple, and said unto him, Behold, thou art made whole. Sin no more, lest a worse thing come unto thee. He told the man he cured, Go and sin no more, or something worse will happen to you than what shape you was in before. The man departeth and told the Jews that it was Jesus which had made him whole. And therefore did the Jews persecute Jesus, and sought to slay him, because he had done these things on the Sabbath day. They wanted to slay him even before this. They wanted to slay him before he was born. But Jesus answered them, My Father worketh hereto, and I work. Therefore the Jews sought the more to kill him, because he not only had broken the Sabbath, but said also that God was his Father, making himself equal to God. But they think they are. The thing is, they don't want anybody making Jesus look more important than they, the priests, are. They want people thinking they're the most important there in Jerusalem. The Sadducees, the teachers of the law, the Pharisees. They want people to think they're the most important with God. Not Jesus, not somebody else, but them. That's what they're worried about. They're not worried about Jesus comparing himself to God. They want to be compared to God. They want people to worship them. That's the truth of the matter. Then answered Jesus, and said unto them, Verily, verily, I say unto you, the Son can do nothing of himself, but what he seeth the Father do. For what things soever he doeth, these also doeth the Son likewise. Jesus is saying, I do what the Father wants me to do. What my Father tells me to do, I do. What the Father does, I do. For the Father loveth the Son, and showeth him all things that himself doeth. And he will show him greater works than these, that ye may marvel. For as the Father raiseth up the dead, and quicketh them, even so the Son quickeneth whom he will. For the Father judgeth no man, but hath committed all judgment unto the Son, that all men should honor the Son, even as they honor the Father. He that honoreth not the Son honoreth not the Father, which hath sent him. And of course, this sent the teachers of the law, the Sadducees, the Pharisees, into a bigger fury. Because again, he's comparing himself with God. Jesus is calling himself the Son of God, which he is. But it's making them look less important and Jesus more important, is basically what it is. They're wanting to get rid of Jesus so they can be the most important people again, is what it is. Jesus is saying, for the Father judgeth no man, but hath committed all judgment unto the Son. Jesus is saying, the Father has given to me to judge, that all men should honor me, even as they honored my Father. They should honor the Son too. The Father sent me. You should honor me like you honor the Father. And that's where we're going to stop with the book of John today. Now we are going to go continuing with our psalm, Psalm 105, verses 37 through 45. You ready? He brought them forth also with silver and gold, and there was not one feeble person among their tribes. Egypt was glad when they departed, for the fear of them fell upon them. He spread a cloud for a covering, and fire to give light in the night. The people asked, and he brought quails, and satisfied them with the bread of heaven. He opened the rock, and the waters gushed out. They ran in the dry places like a river. For he remembered his holy promise, and Abraham his servant, and he brought forth his people with joy, and his chosen with gladness, and gave them the lands of the heathen, and they inherited the labor of the people, that they might observe his statutes and keep his laws. Praise ye the Lord. That, of course, is talking more about God freeing the Hebrews from the land of Egypt when they're on the way to the promised land in the desert. And that is where we are going to stop with the psalm today, Psalm 105. And now our Proverbs, Proverbs chapter 14, verses 28 and 29. In the multitude of people is the king's honor, but in the want of people is the destruction of the prince. He is slow to wrath, is of great understanding, but he that is hasty of spirit exalteth folly. Alright guys, that was everything for today. I hope it touched your guys' hearts. I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. I will be doing more videos, of course. We are starting a new book, new Bible study book. I got another one finished last night. It was 1 Corinthians we did last night. And tonight's Bible study, I believe, will be Luke chapter 16, if you would like to join me. Really good Bible study tonight, so I hope you join me. And then I got some other things to read from the All Creatures magazine and this and that. So I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Let's bring those souls to Jesus, and God willing, we'll see you guys again tomorrow with another Bible reading. Bye guys. God bless.